All right, and there we go. A little bit of a delay there. Just forgot the mouse. So I am working outside of Fort Lauderdale. So the introduction says, welcome to the League De Nutz headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. Guess what? About 2 hours and 30 minutes up the road, north of I-95. We're all familiar with that. In great Melbourne Beach, Florida. What a beautiful place. I will definitely give a thumbs up. You see the groovy background right there. I'm not Walter Cronkite. No, I'm not Chuck Simmons on a Channel 4 broadcast via 1983. I am in 2018 and has the groovy Hilton curtain here on the beach in Melbourne, Florida. Let me show you my view outside, just outside these huge, like bulletproof. You can't quite see them, but they're really thick. They're hurricane impact windows, and they're literally like bulletproof windows you'd see at a bank teller's window. But outside of here, what you'd see in the sunlight is this. Not too shabby. How about these digs? Check it out. There you go. So beautiful Melbourne Beach. I will give them a thumbs up. Give them a little plug if you're looking for a little vacation. Great place to come. About an hour outside of Orlando. Just south, and about an hour and a half north of West Palm Beach. Anyway, it is League De Nutz. I am Matt Levine. I'm your commissioner, taking it on the road. A big broadcast. First time I've done a stream like this in about 10 years, meaning I don't want to mess with the component. I'll show you guys the magic box another time, what I stream with. It's a little bit bigger than this control, but I wanted to show you. So it's the first time I test this out on the road like this. I had done streams about 8-9 years ago, going old school with huge amounts of firewire and having to plug into a modem, blah, blah, blah. It's a boring story. We got a lot of thrilling things to talk about as we do this week in League De Nutz. Wrap up the week that was in Week 10. Week 11 is upon us. This season has gone so fast. I'm not kidding you. Maybe it's just doing this show every week. I don't know what it is. The year has gone fast, but it is League De Nutz' 10th season, and it's been a great one. Dare I say, as I knock on this big old desk that was extremely hard to move. At first I thought it was nailed to the wall. I figured maybe they're afraid someone would steal a Hilton desk, but I got the desk moved. But as I knock on that, dare I say, we haven't had any controversies. Shh. But then again, they do fuel the league, and they are the straw that stirs the drink, a la Reggie Jackson, 1977. So let's talk about the week that went by, and this is pretty much make or break week. Remember a few weeks ago I introduced the different classes, the breeds of dogs, right? The lowest rung was the prairie dog. Well, the lowest rung now is pretty much you est the bed, you're out. One team has been mathematically eliminated. We'll get to him. We'll get to that team in a moment. And we'll go through the scores, and we'll talk about what is essentially knockout week. We've got a lot going on in League De Nutz. I'm not kidding you. I've said this before. I took dum-dum math in college. No offense to Arizona State University. I even got a degree. ASU in the house. Go Sun Devils. But I am by no means an Einstein when it comes to math. It's not my forte, but I was able to break this down. Okay? We have 1-8-2 team, Polk High School, all by himself. Guy started off 7-0. We have 5 6-4s. Right now, the top 6 and 4 is the defending champion, Ding-a-ling. Out of the other 5 6-4s, we would have the remaining teams being the 4 leftover respective teams that would battle in week 1. And that would include the Mermanators, a rookie. How about that? Lights Kamar Action, another rookie. Loopy's Legends, a former 2-time champion. And the Yonkers Shotgunners. So those would be your teams right now if the playoffs started tomorrow. That whole 6-4 5-pack gets in. Behind them, we have 2 5-5s, 2 3-7s, 1 4-6, 1 2-8, Keldar. And that's how it shakes down. So this is a knockout week. We've got a couple of these teams matching up with each other. And the only team that is mathematically eliminated, according to my Nutzonian math calculations, is Keldar. Now, I've picked on Keldar the last couple weeks. I'm going to give him a pass only because we both exited the same vagina into this world. So Nutz gives Keldar, he's my brother, we'll give him a pass for this week. Next week, I don't know, but the guy has been beaten up this year. He's just had a hard week. We won't give him that much of a pass yet. We're going to get into the scoreboard, so sorry, Holmes. You'll get a little bit more, but we've got some other guys to rub the wrong way, and we've got some guys to give props to as we get into this week's show. Of course, the Twitterverse is up. It's functioning. There's a couple winners on there, if I can ever get it up there. There we go. So read those, enjoy, and let's go through the scoreboard. Florida Merminators, the rookies. How about them? Over yours truly, Nutstown Destroyers, 171 to 120. We have flip-sided records as the Merms. As I mentioned, one of those 6 and 4s that gets in. I am 4 and 6. I hope I'm not too loud. I don't know if I have a neighbor next door. I haven't heard anyone. I haven't even seen anyone pass on this floor. I have the whole top floor to myself. It seems that way, so... Again, we'll knock on the heavy desk, but I will try not to be too loud, but I want you guys to hear me. Merminators get the wig, 51-point win. How'd they do it? The same way they've done it through 6 wins against 4 losses this season. Tyreek, Roethlisberger, Antonio. 50, 44, 26, adds up to 120, 70% of all their scoring. How about that mathematics? Me, nothing doing. Really thought I was cool putting Baker Mayfield in. He had a great game, 28 points in for Cook, the jerk. But it wasn't enough because the rest of my wide receivers est the bed. Kenny Stills, John Ross combined for 15 points to fill in for Emmanuel Sanders and D-Hop on the Texans who are out because of the bye. The bye killed me last week, but the Merminators stuck a fork in me no matter what. So no excuses. Merminators get the victory. Congrats to the rookie. Other rookie I mentioned, Lights Kamara Action. How about him? They've now won 4 in a row. The hottest team in the league. Guy was talking smack week before last for good reason. Win over Keldar, 165, 147. Keldar, what a slide. 5 straight losses. Does him in. Kind of difficult for Keldar. It's been that kind of a season. You know, you look at Anthony Miller, the rookie. Last week he finally comes alive, 122 yards, 1 touchdown, but Keldar comes up short, again, snake-bitten. As for Lights Kamara Action, Kamara, 25. Adam Jones is alive and well, a couple touchdowns, 145 yards, 36 points. And the other Packer, Devontae Adams, only 4 receptions, but 2 points. It is League De Nutz, good for 21. Good win by the Rook. Smash U. Let me tell you about Smash U. Go look at Smash U's logo. Is it the Hulk? Is it the Jolly Green Giant? Or is it the Hulk with the Jolly Green Giant hairdo? I meant to get a picture to show you guys, but you can all go look. Go ahead, take a look, and let me know what you think. Meanwhile, for Smash, he gets the win, 181-116 over Sheriff. Russell Wilson. There's a good line in Eminem's song about Russell Wilson. I won't dare try to rap it back at you, but I think it's whatever. I'm trying to think of it right now, but anyway. Russell Wilson, 32 points, 3 touchdowns. Zeke Elliott, a huge day for Dallas. I think he's still running. 41 points, 151, and a TD. Meanwhile, since Amani Cooper has come over to Dallas, he had the baker's dozen last week for the Cowboys. Smash has won 2 straight. He seems to have gotten his wide receiver corpse together. I've talked about that all year. Good win for him. Meanwhile, the loss for Sheriffs. Jordan Howard, Messi Marvin Jones, Calvin Ridley, combo 18 points. Cal Ridley up, down, all the way around. I was looking to see, because I hadn't really noticed, where Le'Veon Bell wound up this year. And Sheriff was the guy who drafted Le'Veon in our league. So a little bit of the Le'Veon curses. He's one of those 2, 3, and 7 teams. How about Le'Veon, right? A genius. Anyway, 4th matchup of the week. Clark Kent. This guy has been beat up more than Keldar this year by yours truly. I've smacked him around verbally. He auto-drafted. Didn't start guys. Beat me by like 50 points without 2 running backs. But look at this. Looky. 5-5, alive and well. One of 2 5-5 teams, as I mentioned. Over Loopies yesterday, or Sunday, Monday, whatever, this weekend. 174, 135. Downfall for Loopy. Probably the downfall for every bettor who took the Patriots on Sunday, and that was Tom Brady's un-Tom Brady-like game. Only 11 points for Loop, who falls. Meanwhile, Wentz, Fournette, Julio, way too much. They get the job done. What was it, 29, 27, and 21 for the Clark Kents in the victory as he gets the trio. 5 players over 20 points in the win. Polk High School back on track, 8-2. As I mentioned before, started the season off flying, right? They were actually, 6-2? No, they're 5-0 or 7-0 now, 8-2. Over Groovy, he's now 3-7, 157, 149. Told you I sucked at math. Zach Ertz, 4 games over 30 points this year. You talk about Mahomes, you talk about Hunt. That 1-2 KC punch for Polk, there's no doubt about it. Those two guys have been spectacular. They've led the way in his awesome season. But Ertz has really been the MVP, possibly, of all fantasy football this year. That's how good he's been. 52 points on Sunday as the Philadelphia's Eagles' tight end continues to erupt, and he looks like the best tight end in football. No doubt about that. Yonkers, 6-4, falls to Dingtown by a final. And that one was, what was the final? I didn't write down the final. Let me see. It was 196-193. Okay, this one, 5 points down for Dingstown heading into Monday night. Evan Ingram, by the way, in the championship game last year, Evan Ingram would have been an integral part for yours truly against Dingstown, but he got hurt. Dingstown earned the big-time victory. There's no doubt about that. Never make excuses for an injury. But this year, how about that? Evan Ingram coming through to help Dingstown as he makes 2 clutch catches on that Giants' game-winning drive. Go Eli. Felt good for Eli, right? Number 10. And that was the difference maker in this one. So a 3-point victory for Dingstown over Yonkers, has the defending champion sitting pretty. Both of these guys also part of that 6-4 pack that would head to the playoffs if the season ended today. What else about Dingstown can I say that's positive? Besides the fact that the guy has the League De Nutz championship, Nuts Cup, right smack centerpiece of the house. At least we have that picture. I can't find it. I had it up before, but he has the picture with the Nuts Cup proudly presented in his home, and around it are pictures of his lovely kids and family. Love that. Meanwhile, what else can I say about him? 1,700 points in 56. He's the only 1,700 club member right now in League De Nutz. Yonkers right behind him, 106 points behind him. Couple guys, including Yonkers, in the 1,600-point club, but Dingstown, the defending champ, blowing everyone away, averaging about 200 points a week, and he gets another victory. So clutch victory for him as we run down the scoreboard. Gave you the standings. Tomorrow I'll find some time up here at Melbourne Beach between all the work I'm doing up here to get you a Meltzy winner, okay, and just officially send it out to you as we look forward to Week 11. And like I said, it really this year has gone by incredibly quick. But let's review Week 11, tell you what's going on. Let's try to get back to that. There we go. Nuttstown will take on Keldy. Okay, Battle of Levines. Nuts won the opener by 21, season opener that is, against Keldy. Nuts right now is a 19-point underdog against Keldy. I reached out to one of the League De Nutz members, Florida Mermanators, said, give me a winner. He said, I'll take yours truly to cover and win. So that's your prediction for this week from one of the League Nuts members. Hope I don't start a civil war with that one. But he has Nuts winning this sibling bowl against Keldy. We shall see. Big win. It would be a big win for me. I'm on life support. What I'm hoping for is I can edge my way into the Haganah. 2 games in back of Yonkers. We're going to play in a week. Hoping Yonkers falls, Nuts slips in. We shall see. That's my hope, because I'm trailing this pack of dicks. It's a pack of 6-4 teams. I didn't mean anything by that. But I'm trailing by 2 games. It's going to be awfully hard to crack through that group. That's what I think. So I've got to go for the division or bust. Meanwhile, Groovy will be against Loopy. 3-7 Groove, 6-4 Loop. Told you about both teams a little bit earlier. Loopy is going to roll with Eli. No Brady this weekend. Very interesting. We shall see. 25-point favorite for Groovy. I'm going to take Loopy to cover, Groovy to win. He's due. Meanwhile, Polk High School, 20-point favorite over his brother in the in the Garda Sibling Bowl against Sheriff Joe's Fake Metals, or whatever the hell it is, Sheriff Clark's Fake Metals. This one should be interesting. As I mentioned, the Le'Veon Bell curse has hurt Sheriff 3-7. And they won the season opener, Polk, by 21. Polk, 20-point favorite. I'm going to take Polk to roll. Polk is looking pretty. Also a former 2-time champion. Fourth matchup of the week. You've got a pair of 6 and 4s. Yonk and Merminators. Merm, plus 11. Underdogs in this one. Great running matchup. Quarterback 1-2 punches, I should say. Roethlisberger and Brown, 54 points respectively. For the Merminators, Trubisky and Gurley, they average about 60 points together. So you've got dynamite 1-2 punches. What does that mean? I'm going to take the Merminators cover and win. Only because I need you, Yonkers, you sucker, to fall. Dingstown, in the fifth matchup of the week, will take on Kamara. Dingstown, a whopping 45-point favorite in the 6 and 4 play matchup between these two. Are going to play this weekend for some playoff positioning potentially. Rookie against defending champion, Shoreham East Drive rivals. How about that division? All three of them. The two Rooks and the grizzled champion vet, 6 and 4. Ding's got the McCaffrey, Goff, Michael Thomas trio going. That's the one going to be a hard one to beat. I know the 45-point favorite, a little bit skewed because Kamara still has some players to put in his lineup, which I know he'll do. Nevertheless, I'm going to give Dingstown the victory. He's just blowing it up. Defending champ. I think he wins, but I think Kamara keeps it close when he makes his switches. So I'm not going to go with the 45-point favorite. I'll go with Kamara to cover, Dingstown to win. And finally, Smash will take on Sheriff Clark. Smash has won, as I said, 2 in a row. This is the game with the great running backs. You got Clark Kent. I said Sheriff Clark. Smash taking on Clark Kent, the pair of 5 and 5s. Great running backs in this one. Ingram, Fournette, going to go for Clark. Dynamic duo of Gordon and Elliott going to go for Smash. Great matchup there. It means Smash right now a 13-point favorite with those two running backs. I'll tell you what. I've doubted the guy all season. I think Clark Kent rolls to victory. So next week's going to be interesting because a couple teams will most likely be mathematically eliminated. So we'll have more insight on who is in the playoffs. I'm assuming Polk High School will have an opportunity to clinch it and lock the number 1 seed as we speak next week about League De Nutz. I've gotten a lot of money in. Keep sending it. We're about halfway there with the payments. It should be a great weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Certainly has been a great season, as I said. It's been a really flawless season. Let's keep it that way. I wish you guys the best of luck. I hope you've enjoyed this week in League De Nutz with yours truly as we recapped Week 10 and we move on to Week 11. Enjoy the football. Have a great night. I'm Matt Levine saying so long from Melbourne Beach, Florida. Adios, guys.